word alone can be challenging. How do we get started? Where will the change lead? Don't sit there and worry about it. Be the change. Welcome to Be the Change Radio. Host Christina Bloom has been a professional psychic and spiritual advisor for 20 years, offering psychic and mediumship readings for individuals and groups. She also teaches several classes in psychic development and metaphysics. In addition, she is an author who has published 2 books so far and is the co-owner of Moonbow Publications and Productions, LLC. Are you ready for that change now? Here is your host of Be the Change Radio, Christina Bloom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Be the Change Radio. My name is Christina Bloom and I'm your host. And you are listening to us on WLTKDB.com, Paranormal Talk Radio. I'm glad you're here with us this evening. We have a really special guest with us tonight. He is a very dear friend of mine, has been for longer than I think either one of us would care to admit. And I'm really excited to have him here. He's just so amazing. Hi, Claire. Awesome, from the UK, loving it. Hi, Claire. Thank you so much for being with us. Before we get started with Patrick, our shaman, who's going to be with us this evening, I would like to just share with you some of the events that I have coming up this month. Let's see. Wow, we're halfway through the month already. I can't even believe this. All right, so these are the fairs and the things I'm going to be at. But first, this coming Friday, August 19th, I'm going to be teaching a spiritual protection class on Zoom, and that's at 7:30 Central Time, US. You can get the information on that on my meetup page. That's meetup.com/one ONE Spirit Connection. And you can just go in there right to the events, the calendar, just click on it, and all of the instructions on how to register for the class are right there. Ooh, the next day, the 20th, I will be in Rhinelander, Wisconsin at the Mind, Body, Spirit Fair put on by Northwoods Expos. That'll be in Pioneer Park in Rhinelander. There's going to be a lot of us there, a lot of readers, a lot of healers, a lot of really cool stuff, jewelry and clothing and tarot cards and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a really, really great event. Starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday. On the 21st, I'm still going to be up north, but a little further north at the Taste of Wellness, the True North Emporium in Mercer, Wisconsin. And that is a 4-hour show from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, Central Time. And probably a lot of the same people from Ireland. No, well, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, there's going to be a bunch of cool people there too. I will be doing readings both days. So if you wanted to get a reading from me, you could stop in at either one of those fairs and I will be there doing that. On the 27th, it's a Saturday. If you happen to be in Southeast Wisconsin, I am doing a drum circle and healing ceremony in Port Washington, Wisconsin at South Beach. We will be right on the beach of Lake Michigan. We're going to be doing a drum circle, bring the kids. All of that information too is on my meetup page. So you can go there and look for the specifics for that with the directions and all that. And on the 28th, I will be in Holman, Wisconsin, on the other side of the state, at the Holistic Wellness and Psychic Fair, sponsored by Refined Divine. So that's what I have coming up in the month of August. And I wanted to share all of that with you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Michelle. Michelle says, see you in Rhinelander. Whoo, can't wait. Can't wait. So excited. So I'm so just excited anyway today because I have been wanting to have Patrick on my show for a long time. And I'm just so grateful that he's coming on. Patrick had taken some of my intuitive view classes many years ago when I was first starting them. And he's just an amazing, amazing human being. Like everybody needs a Patrick, seriously. So speaking of that, now that I've talked him up for you, let's bring him out.
Hi.
Hey, Patrick.
I hope I can live up to that.
I'm sure you will. No problem. I'm so glad to have you on the show. And you can see over here, we have lots of fun people over here already. We got some people coming into the chat room. And Patrick and I discussed it before the show. And if you guys want to ask, like a one question, get like a one question reading during the show, that would be great. Claire said, "Hi, Patrick."
Hi, Claire.
I'm just loving this. So for someone to be listening to us in the UK, it's like 2 a.m. there.
Oh my
So
God.
she's up in the middle of the night listening to us, and I'm really, really grateful for
Thank
that.
you.
That's awesome. Thank you. So Patrick, what do you have going on these days?
I'm kind of in a transitional period. I'm like just moved into a new office. I've got twice the space as I did before. So
Awesome.
doing readings and shamanic healing, soul retrievals. I'm leading a pipe ceremony, pipe circle every Sunday in Bellevue, Washington, and I do an online one Wednesday nights at 7 on my Facebook page, Perching Wolf Studios Facebook page. So
cool.
Lots of new things. It's like I don't have anything solid really to promote at the moment, but
Okay.
I'm in a couple of weeks. I'm going on a vision quest. I'll be out in the woods for 3 days, and who knows what's going to happen after that.
Yeah, that always kicks off something new, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So I just put Perching Wolf Studios in the chat so that the producer can take care of that. You know what? Some of our listeners might not know what a vision quest is. Would you like to explain that to people?
Absolutely. So Vision Quest is a ceremony where, and actually, Christina, you took me on my very first.
I did. That was an amazing experience all around.
That was such, oh my God, amazing. But what it entails basically is the person who is asking for a vision of like, what is the next step in my life? What is my purpose? All of those kind of things. When there's something that you need to really connect inward, you basically go out in the woods for like usually 3 days is I think the average. Sometimes with food, sometimes without food. When I did it with you, it was just, I didn't have any food. I had like a half a bottle of pomegranate juice each day. And so it's about really like letting go of the outside world and totally focusing inward, just connecting to your own spirit and creator, and just getting a bigger sense of yourself, what you're meant to be doing here, kind of take everything else out of the way. And it is such, I mean, it's deep, it's powerful. I can't, and there are no words to really describe.
Yeah. Having done a couple of them myself, like life-changing doesn't even really come close to explaining it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's like a rebirth. It's like you're a whole different person when you come back.
Absolutely. And, I think that something like that, whether it's through a Native American tradition or through some other kind of a tradition, would be, how do I say this? It would be more like it's worth doing to have that quiet time with just yourself and whatever deity it is that you communicate with, and to be able to take that time and just be in that completely without distraction, which in itself is challenging.
Yeah,
to not have the distraction. Yeah,
no distractions, nothing. It's just
no books, nothing.
And the divine. That is it.
Okay, so Sherry just came on and she said, my question is, do you see me living in another city other than where I am now? Oh, and good evening.
Good evening, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
I work with the medicine card deck.
Oh, cool. He's going to pull cards for us.
Yes. Because I'm too focused. Like, I'm not a tech person. And so trying to focus on the screen and what you're telling me, and I don't have the spoons to really focus psychically. So I'm going to ask.
We're going to pull cards. Excellent.
Okay, Sherry, the card I pulled for you. Okay. I'm so used to I'm not sure where the camera.
Hi,
There we go.
Tracy.
The card that came up for you was Beaver in reverse. And Beaver is the visionary of the animal kingdom, where other animals just see trees. Beaver sees lodges and dams and everything like that. And what Beaver's greatest accomplishment is the Beaver Lodge. In the middle of the water, the topsy-turvy water, which is kind of the emotional topsy-turvy world, you have this solid place of dryness, of warmth, of comfort, basically home. So it seems fitting to your question. And granted, I am not a fortune teller, so I don't like to tell people, oh yes, you're going to be at this place by this time or whatever. I think the main answer to your question is, where do you find shelter? It's wherever you are home. And I know that sounds like kind of a cop-out for your question. But when Beaver comes up, there is a bigger purpose. Beaver is a very community-oriented animal. And so, okay, this is what I'm hearing. Beaver brings the wisdom that you will not be given the drive or the passion to do something, to go somewhere, without being given the resources with which to do that. So rather than me answering, oh yes, you're going to be in Paris by 2025 or whatever, which would be really funny if that ended up being true. If you feel like you are not where you are right now is not home, trust the universe to guide you home, wherever that might be. If you don't feel comfortable where you are, you feel like someplace else is home, the universe will give you all the resources you need to get there. It will carry you. It's not like the universe doesn't give you this desire, this passion to do something or to go somewhere, and then say, ha, now it's up to you. The universe will give you those resources. The universe will carry you, give you the intuitive nudges all the way to get you the breadcrumbs to get you where you're going. So trust that you're always in the right place at the right time. And if you are going to end up in another city, there's nothing you can do to prevent that. How's that?
That's awesome. And since you pulled out cards, so did I. So
Awesome.
I just got this new deck, and it was actually made by, the book was written by my friend Philip, and I never say his last name right, Damsick, I believe. And the artistry was by Sherry Jo Posselt. Anyway, so the Oracle of Ascendance is the deck that I'm using. And so while Patrick was talking, I pulled a card. And I pulled the card, the hexagram, which is, whoops. So there you go. So the hexagram card it's like the Solomon, the Star of David, Solomon, all of that all rolled into one. And it's about checking with yourself and making sure that whatever decision you're making from the heart, and that you are being very aware of the different energies and protecting yourself from any negative energies. But after I pulled the card and I set the card down and I just got quiet for a minute, I do see you moving, but I also see you moving back at some point. So, I don't know. I got the sense of going home. So I don't know if that means that you are away from home now and moving home, or if you are going to be moving, if you're already like where you consider to be home and moving away for a while and coming back. So it could be either one of those things, but I feel like it's a sense of going home. All right. So Kathy has, good evening. Will I find a better job soon? And again, people are always like, where's your crystal ball, man? Did you bring your crystal ball, Patrick?
I didn't. I left it in my other pants. So, I'm going to lean on the totem animals tonight. Okay.
Hi, Keith. Welcome.
Catherine?
Catherine, yes.
I pulled Buffalo. And buffalo is about abundance. Buffalo was the lifeblood of the Plains Indians. It provided food, shelter, clothing, everything they needed. And so my initial intuitive hit is yes, that you will. And the thing to remember is that you're already abundant. The universe gives you everything you need. And it's remembering that your source of that abundance comes straight from Creator, Great Spirit, God, however you want to think of source. But to remember that that is your source of abundance. That you might get a paycheck from someone else, but that still comes from Creator, still comes from the frequency that you give off, right? And so when you become the person that feels they deserve more abundance, that abundance will find you. But it came up, Buffalo came up upright. I think that it's in your near future, if I had to guess, that everything you need will be provided. So.
Awesome. I pulled, and I don't even know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to show it to y'all. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this card is, I really need to learn how to pronounce these things. I've only had this deck for about a week, so it's brand new, and y'all are getting new readings from it. So what it is about manifesting. It's about reaching out into the universe and pulling that manifestation into your life. And I have literally known Catherine my entire life. She's my cousin.
Oh, awesome.
She's a little older than me. I've literally known her my whole life. So, and I know that she can do some pretty amazing manifesting. So just go ahead and manifest that, Kathy. Figure out what it is you want and get it, because you have that ability. You are pure magic, my dear. All right. Claire wants to know, please, can I have a message from Spirit or any spiritual guidance if drawn to me, please and thank you.
Sure. Absolutely.
And hi, Valerie.
Hey, love.
Valerie is Patrick's fiance. So
she's in the other room right now listening to us from there.
And validating that you are actually wearing pants, because Keith questioned it. Yeah.
Yes.
So
thanks, Keith.
We are just having fun here tonight, and I really love it. I love bringing more joy out into the world.
That's what I so much. Well, you're Heyoka, right?
Yep, I'm Heyoka too. Yeah.
And Coyote, it's like, yeah. So Claire, the card that popped up for you is the grouse. And what grouse is the spiral dance. You know, the spiral is one of the oldest symbols we have of spirituality, you know, back to the ancient Celts, and the spiral is kind of what ties the universe together, from the biggest galaxies to hurricanes and tornadoes to pine cones and seashells down to your DNA. And so when grouse comes up, it's about dancing. It's about, by realizing your connection with all things, that spiral connection, you are free to dance your own dance. You are free, like on the card, I don't know if you can see the red spot on his neck there. That's an airbag, like an air sac. And when they're doing their dances, it pops up bigger than their head. And it's like letting your true colors show. It's like literally dancing like no one's watching, because it's that joy of who you are. It's like finding that joy, celebrating that unique path, dancing to your own drum beat. Grouse drum with their wings, and with those air sacs, they bang against each other. And it's like, it's not so much that you can hear the drumming, but on that vision quest I went with Christina, I woke up in the morning and I could feel the drumming of the grouse on my chest. It's palpable. And so it's like that heartbeat. finding your heartbeat that connects you to the rest of the universe. And because you're one with the universe, because you're connected to all things, that gives you the freedom to dance your own dance. In fact, it's essential for you to dance your own dance.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. All right, Claire, I also pulled a card for you. And I always do this wrong, Venus. So Venus is a card that I pulled for you. And if you are about to make a decision, you need to be acting as your own mediator. And if you're sitting on the fence about something, make a list of pros and cons. Make a list of pros and it's the card. I mean, it literally says, "Here's the answer to your question." You didn't really ask a question, so I asked the universe what you need right now, and the universe is saying that you need to act as your own mediator, and you need to be aware of how strong you are and not give your power away to other people. That's what I got from that card. So I hope that helps. Boy, all of a sudden we have lots of questions.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And is he wearing pants is not a real question. So we're going to move on to. And Mary is, I just love her. She has such a wonderful sense of dry sense of humor. She's amazing. Well, I might as well ask. So is hypnosis going to work out for me? And I already know the answer, but I'm going to let Patrick go.
I think it will, but there might be some challenges. The card that came up was boar, wild boar. And when wild boar comes up, it's about initiation. It's about a rite of passage. And I don't know if you have second thoughts about hypnosis or if you're uncomfortable, like letting go to that, being vulnerable to that level where you can relax that much or what it is, but there might be a little bit of a bump there, like a little bit of something you need to move through to get to the other side. But once you do, it's going to open up, and I think it will help you a lot. But it's like that, again, it's like having to trust yourself and to know that, how do I put it? You are, okay, so you can, because you know who you are, because you are a divine sovereign being, you can trust yourself to take care of yourself so that you can let go, you can relax, you can be vulnerable in such situations where the hypnosis will help you. You don't have to fight it, that you can take care of yourself. You are strong. I always think of boar brings up for me like Amazon energy, right? And it's like, you know how to take care of yourself, and you're still, even when you're in that vulnerable spot, you still know how to take care of yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone putting anything upon you or tricking you or taking you into places you don't want to go. You are still in charge. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does, because that feeds right into what I'm about to say. And Mary, did you hear my eyes rolling? Because I love you, I just saw her yesterday, actually. The card that I pulled for you totally backs up what I was going to say, and that's Aries. So the Aries card, we were talking about fire, and this is really about getting out of your own way and getting out of the way of I don't know, fear of putting yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there because you can't help people who can't find you. So right. It's about putting yourself out there. It's about being, and it's repetitive, believe me, because I've been walking this road for a long time. If you say something once, less than 1% of the people you're trying to reach are going to hear you. You have to say things multiple times. If you're going to put things on, if you're going to post on Facebook 5 times a day at different times a day, get yourself out there, make sure people know about you. And I know that that's something that you aren't necessarily comfortable with, but if you want the hypnosis to work out for you as a career, you're going to have to do that.
So it's a
People
career,
need
not
to
that she
know.
was going to be hypnotized herself.
Oh, she's a hypnotist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking from the place of seeking
yeah,
out hypnosis, but yeah, that totally fits what you said.
yeah,
Baptism by fire,
yeah, literally.
stepping, facing those inner demons, facing those fears and actually stepping through them, knowing there's something better on the other side.
Nice. Hi, Caprice. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I think Valerie and Keith kind of have their own conversation going on here tonight, so I'm just going to let them go with that. Awesome, Mary. Good job. She says, I feel it's just knowing where to post. I feel it's right, and I'm getting there. So that's cool.
Awesome, Mary.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was next? Let's see. Keith, I think, was next. Yeah. He wanted to know, how long should I stay in Ireland the next time I go? So I'm interested in what you have to say, because he already knows what I'm going to say. I say it all the time, but
I don't even have to pull a card for that. As long as you need to be there, it's like, especially if it's like Ireland, like connecting to the ancestors, connecting to the land over there, you can't, I mean, and on some level, you have to kind of figure out how long you're going to be there, but kind of it takes as long as it takes, and you can't predict, you can't fit spirit into a time zone. So it's kind of like, maybe give yourself a month or something to give yourself enough time, and you can always change it, but be ready to change your tickets for the way back, because you never know how long you're going to need to be there. Does that make sense?
that absolutely makes sense. It's actually what I was going to say. So ditto. Okay, let's see. The next one up is Tracy. Tracy would like to receive a message as spirit guides you.
Okay.
So
Let's see. Okay, that was Tracy?
Tracy, yes.
Hi, Tracy. So the card I pulled for you is Deer, but she came up reverse. And what Deer is about is compassion, especially self-compassion. Deer has those big Bambi eyes, those big eyes of wonder, looks at everything with curiosity. And there's actually a story that goes with Deer. I'll tell it really, really fast so that we don't take up too much time. But like one day, Great Spirit was so happy he wanted to celebrate, and he invited all of the woodland creatures to the top of his mountain to celebrate with him. But none of the other woodland creatures would come because there was a troll that lived at the base of the mountain. All that is, except for Deer, who was so excited to go party with the Great Spirit. She just came bouncing in. The troll jumped out and roared in her face and threatened her. And instead of, rising up to fight or running away, she just looked at him, kind of cocked her head, looked in his eyes, said, "Why are you so angry? What did someone do to hurt you so badly?" And the troll, who survived on conflict and resistance, finding none of that, just faded away. And so through compassion, Deer was able to open the path for all the other animals to Great Spirit, rather than fighting and killing or whatever, through seeing the plight of an equally divine being, namaste, the God in me sees the God in you. She was able to open that pathway. And so, and the requirement to do that is to be able to see the divine in your own heart, to give yourself the benefit of the doubt, to give yourself the same compassion that you will give your best friend who is going through the same thing you're going through. So, and to look at life through the eyes of curiosity, not good or bad. It's like curiosity. Why did that happen? Okay, what's in my past that's coming up now that's creating pain? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. And to approach things with curiosity and compassion, especially for yourself, because you deserve all the love that you feel you need. You deserve that love. And the first one to give you that love is yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. Tracy, I was tuning into you and to what Patrick was saying, but I was tuning into your heart center, and it feels like the message that I got was very, very clear. When I connected in with you, I was starting to hear from your spirit guides. And what they said was, give yourself a break. You're doing really well. You just always think that you need to do better. And you're doing really well, whatever it is that's coming up in your life. And you didn't even indicate that there's a problem. And I don't believe that there's, an insurmountable problem. What I'm feeling though, is that you are pretty hard on yourself, and it's time to, just say, pat yourself on the back, because you have been through a lot and you have come out really well. And I know that, there's struggles, and I know in our age group, we're looking at kids that are grown and parents that are going the other way now. So, it's always in that kind of a thing. And whatever it is that is happening in your life, you're handling it above average, is what your spirit guides are telling me. So I just wanted to let you know that. Let's see who's up next. Caprice. You know what, Caprice? We're going to come back and we're going to start with you, but right now we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Want to see your video here? Sponsor WLTK DB Talk Radio and watch us make that happen. With your paid sponsorship of $80, you receive a professional produced audio, video, and banner placement on our station. Not only does your sponsorship air during our live shows, but also replayed on our podcast and heard by hundreds of like-minded people. Visit WLTKDB.com to get started and find out just how hard we work to get you noticed. The station mobile app is finally here and ready for you to download free. With the app, you can listen to past shows, view upcoming live shows, read our blog, and even shop. Get yours today at the App Store and Google Play under WLTKDB Talk Radio. Stay connected and informed. WLTK-DB Talk Radio mobile app. It's yours. Go get it.
Hey, everybody, you caught me dancing to the WKLT. You caught me dancing to the theme song. Sorry. All right. It is 37 minutes past the hour. You're listening to Be the Change on WLTKDB.com, Paranormal Talk Radio. I am here with Shaman, Patrick Corrigan, and we are answering some questions. Wow, this really blew up. I wasn't expecting all of this. Before we get to Caprice's next, to receive a message, but before we do that, Patrick, is there anything that you want to share with how people can get a hold of you?
Yes. My website is perchingwolfstudios.net. And you can leave a message for me there. You can actually set up a session with me, either readings with the cards or shamanic healing, like soul retrievals or whatever. But visit my website. That's kind of the best way to get a hold of me and to see what I'm about, to see what different services I offer and classes and all kinds of different things. So.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. And before we get to Caprice, I want to say hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for being here. And Macy, you made it. Woohoo!
Woo!
So glad you're here. Awesome. Okay, so Caprice, hi. Any messages for me tonight? Thanks. So not any information, which is, I think, good, because then we get to kind of get a we get to get a run at it without having any
Yeah,
background information.
I,
And that is really refreshing. Yeah,
I
that's awesome.
prefer that way. I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Caprice, the one that came up for you was raccoon. So the most obvious thing about raccoon medicine, of course, is the mask. And um, the mask can either own us or we can own the mask, right? Like you have a different mask you put on for whichever group you're talking to or whatever. And the way we're raised, it's like we think that our identity is that mask. Oh, we're going to grandma's house. Okay, I put on this mask. That's all I am. Then we go to work, we put on that mask, and that's all I am. So this is about the fact that it came up upright is shows how well you do in being able to change those masks because you know who you are underneath those masks, that you can be a different person depending on different groups that you're in or whatever, because like someone said to me a while back, it's called jumping metaphors. You realize you're saying the same exact thing to different groups, but you're speaking it in their own lingo, realizing that it's the same message underneath, that basically love is the only message. And just the way that you put it so that other people, it's like the mask becomes an interface on how to speak to others. And the other thing about raccoon is it's kind of the Robin Hood of the animal kingdom, that rascally thief, and sees to the well-being of his family, but not in a solemn, oh, gotta get up, gotta make the donuts or whatever. They're rascally, they're trickster. They can find ways around obstacles to get whatever they need to bring to their family. So there's a sense of being able to bend the rules, or knowing the rules well enough that you know where the loopholes are, you know how to kind of finagle them so that you can get what your family needs, taken from the rich to give to the poor or whatever, making sure that those that you advocate for are getting exactly what they need.
Excellent. Caprice, when I tuned into your energy, the first thing I felt is that you are every bit as gifted as Patrick or I am. That was immediately obvious to me, that you have some very, very strong spiritual, energetic, psychic gifts. And I'm honored that you're listening to my show because you have just this amazing energy about you that people are automatically drawn to. And you probably find a lot of people, like, people you never met before, telling you all kinds of stuff about their life and, the whole life story thing. And you're like, yeah, smiling, I'm smiling. but it does get tiring for you sometimes. And so when you need to, you can just pull your energy in and not let people find it so easily. And I think that I feel it, that when you do that, it kind of gives you a break. It gives you an energy break where you're just in your own energy and you don't have to connect all the time with other people. And then when you want to, you can connect. It's a choice. So that is what I picked up for you.
Awesome.
Let's see, Michelle, I would love to hear if there's anything I need to know from Spirit. And of course, we have time for you. So, and before we do that, I want to say hi, Robin. I'm glad you're here. And Nikki, hey, Christina, love the show. Hey, Patrick, glad to catch you tonight.
Hey.
So, and I'm pretty sure you know Robin and Nikki, don't you? They're from your neck of the woods.
No.
No? Oh, wow.
I might.
All right.
I'm not real good at names, but I bet if I saw you in person, I would know who you were.
You probably would. Yeah. Yeah. So we are on Michelle.
All right, Michelle. Boar came up for you. So Boar makes a second appearance tonight. Whatever you're facing, whatever is coming up for you is part of the solution. Boar comes along, like I said earlier, it's a rite of passage, it's an initiation. And so even if you're quaking in your boots, if you can face your fears, you can overcome them. Boar is kind of like the boss in a video game. You know, you learn all the skills, you get all the tools, you get everything you need to level up. And then Boar is the one that's the gatekeeper that makes sure you have all the wisdom, all the tools, all of the stuff you need in order to survive on the next level. So you are in the process of leveling up. And any fears, any of the old issues that are coming up right now are simply coming up to be released because you don't need to carry them into the next level. You're done with that stuff. And so trust your path, trust your destiny, trust your guidance to know that nothing will arise that is greater than you. You are greater than anything that possibly can come in front of you. Anything you're afraid of, any fears, you are greater than them. Okay? You got this.
Awesome. Awesome. Hi, Michelle. Let me see. What do we got coming up for you right now? I know that last week, maybe the week before, I was doing a live in my group, and you had asked a question, and I feel like the answers related to that question. I do see you growing, and personally and professionally, and I also see where you've kind of, it's like you feel like, okay, I kind of hit a wall here, but I want to expand somewhere else. And the expansion is also related to what you're already doing. So as I'm looking at the visual that I'm getting, which I don't even know how to explain, but anyway, trust me on this, I'm getting a visual, and it feels like the roots that you've put down are expanding to help feed what you've already planted. And so there is a growth process going there. There is, along with the growth process is, oh man, can I handle that much more? Like there's that question about it. And what your spirit guides are telling me is that you can handle more, but you do have to really be careful about self-care. You really have to be careful about self-care and making sure that you're doing that while you're growing it. And you might need to hire some help. I feel like you might need to hire some help. I know you probably already have, but I feel like that's going to be changing too. Someone coming in who's going to be more more in tune with your vision for your business. That's what I'm getting.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you want to answer Valerie's question, or do you answer her questions all the time?
Right after this, I do a Monday night medicine card reading live on my Facebook. So Valerie, I'll get you later. We'll let someone else that I don't normally get to read for.
Okay, so I'm going to answer Valerie. Breathe. I just keep getting breathe. Like that's what I like. Make sure that you are breathing intentionally and breathing deeply. I feel like you're kind of abandoning that part of yourself, that you're kind of abandoning the part of you that really needs to. Okay, so, let's see. I moved away from Valerie here. There you are. Okay, I was just going back to read the question, but I feel like you moved forward recently and you started putting more of yourself into the world, or more of yourself into whatever was important for you. And then you saw it growing and then you pulled back. That's what I'm seeing. And the pulling back was probably just a little bit of that next step in growth. Just be more gentle with the way that you were doing what you're doing, and be more gentle with yourself in how you're doing it. That was the next thing. I hope that was helpful, because I feel like I just talked in a big old circle. All right. MK. So this one might be a little more intense. So let's just, can you help me with seeing my purpose? My daughter passed 18 months ago after fighting cancer for 12 years. Her name is Laura, my baby of 5. All right. Yeah, give us a minute here. And down lower, she added, "Who is guiding me?" So, all right, we're just taking a little bit of a minute here. We don't want to leave too much dead air on the radio, but
No.
this is a kind of an intense thing, so we wanted to
Yeah.
connect in with that.
Da 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 da. Okay, MK, I'll start. I pulled the salmon card, and salmon is about going home. I think this, number one, I think that pertains to your daughter to know that she is okay, that she is home, and that, how do I put it? You did everything right. She is home. She loves you. She is so grateful for the time that she had on the planet with you. And she wouldn't have it any other way. And for you, Salmon is talking about returning to your own innocence, returning to your own origins, your essence, that purity and innocence of childhood. That's where you're going to find your answers, just like salmon swimming back to where they were spawned. And realize that at first glance, it might seem like a really hard path because you're facing the river, you're going upriver when everyone else is going down. But salmon has the vision to see the ebbs and the whirlpools in the river. Those are the currents that salmon follows. So know that when you keep your sights on going home to yourself, to who you really are, spirit carries you. Those currents are spirit carrying you. Even the whirlpools at the base of a waterfall, that's what the salmon use to slingshot up and over the falls. They're not doing it with their own strength. They're using those whirlpools. Spirit is there to carry you. Spirit is there to guide you. And really, that's, and that brings in the purpose. Your purpose is to be. Your purpose, we always think purpose is something outside of us, like some mission given by some deity or something. But your true purpose is just to be here now, to be who you came here to be, to follow your bliss. Salmon, like people think that salmon are just fighting the current, like this puritanical nose to the grindstone, got to keep going. When salmon is so enthusiastic, he's got so much enthusiasm that the waters can't hold him back. And like in Scandinavia, like the word for somersault is the same word for salmon, because they see salmon, this fish that's full of so much joy, they're leaping and tumbling up the waterfalls, the same as their kids are tumbling in the grass. So know that spirit has your back. Spirit is helping you get where you're going. And trust that everything you need to know is inside of yourself. That's home. And that's where you're finding your way back to. That is your purpose. Okay.
Excellent. I'm going to answer the second part of her question, which is who is guiding me. And MK, as I tuned into your energy, I got some visions, which is like, wow, the visions for me lately have been off the charts since that full moon earlier this week. It's just been crazy. But y'all might laugh at this, but I got a vision of a wizard. And then I saw the wizard merge with you. And it's really about embracing your own knowing, and it's about embracing your own magic. And right now, when I tuned into your energy, it felt like you're feeling somewhat deflated. And with what you've been through, I can completely understand why you would feel that way.
Yeah.
But Lori's on the other side is like going, Mom, remember who you are. Remember who you are. You're magic. Embrace your magic. And the ordinary magic, I think, is one of the amazing gifts that we have on this planet. The ordinary, everyday magic. And as mundane as it sounds, like cooking is magic. It's feeding our bodies, and drinking water. It's like a pure elixir that just refreshes us and keeps these bodies moving. And also just, she was your youngest of 5. And so with the other 4 children that are still here with you, she's like, Mom, embrace their magic too. They have been through it just like you have, which you already know. And I'm not lecturing that. I'm just telling you what she's saying. And she just wants you to remember who you are. And she wants you to really embrace that joy that's inside of you that you might have just kind of lost track of. I feel like you're getting little bits and pieces of it back. And I have not been in your position, thank goodness. And I hope that I never am, to be honest with you. But as you are embracing yourself and embracing your joy and embracing that you are still here and that you're still here for a reason. And the reason could be just setting an example for the rest of your family on just how to take care of themselves by taking care of yourself. I really hope that was helpful. And I know we had a messaging conversation earlier that we can get back to it another time. All right. Let's see. Macy, I'd like some insight on my upcoming career changes that I'm working on. Hi, Pamela. I just saw you. Hi, Pam. Okay.
Okay, so I pulled links in reverse. Lynx is kind of the matron saint of psychics and seers. So Lynx is the secret keeper. And Lynx is related like to all cats. Integrity is a big thing. I'm not sure what your career change is, but I think it's about being transparent. When reverse is kind of like, be honest with yourself, be transparent. How do I put it? I'm trying to think of how to. Sometimes you get those feelings and that stuff, and you can't quite translate it into words. But when you trust yourself, just like Lynx, when you're transparent, when you are honest with yourself, it doesn't mean you owe everyone. She's the keeper of secrets. She's not the giver of secrets. So you don't have to broadcast your intentions to the world, but have that integrity within yourself. Believe in yourself, because when you do and you walk with that kind of integrity, just like Lynx with those great big snowshoe paws of hers, you can walk above the snow. You don't sink into it. So I think the more true to yourself that you are, don't take other people's opinions as gospel truth. Don't take others' expectations as ways to hem yourself in. Know that you are the one that knows best how to do this, how to approach this, and that you're gonna soar. You're gonna be, while everyone else is sinking into the snow, you're gonna be walking head and shoulders above them, on top of that snow. And people are going to be like, what does she know that I don't? And they're going to come to you looking for wisdom and advice. So
Awesome. Awesome. I actually am I'm cheating and I'm doing exactly what I tell my students not to, because I have no idea what this means. Okay. So I pulled a couple of cards for you, Macy. The first one is, I did it again, Neptune. And of course, Neptune, God of the sea. And it's really about following your heart. And it can be hard to make a decision following your heart when you are trying to do things like a career change, right? Because we are so programmed that those kinds of decisions have to come from logic. They have to come from our heads, and we have to do that. But really, I mean, I have an inkling of what you've been doing for a career, and it's all heart-based anyway. So as you're doing that and moving forward, you really got to trust your heart. And I did not look this up. I didn't cheat. I don't know what it means, but it looks like lightning to me. It's Raku. And I believe this is a rune, right? Is this a rune?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like lightning to me. And if
Yeah.
Adam and Sherry are watching, my apologies. But I really think that it's more like, once you have felt your way to the correct place, to the correct decision for you, hit it with a bolt of lightning. Like, make a decision and make it boom fast. So that's what I got in this reading for you. Shazam!
Be the change. Be
Patrick,
the person.
yeah, there you go. Be the change. If you're willing to stick around a few more minutes, Patrick, we can go a little long tonight. I don't know what time you have to be on your page, but
I have to be on. I've got to be on at 7 o'clock. So we've got like 2 minutes. I can do maybe one more. One more.
First, I want to say Karadak, who just signed on. Welcome, Karadak. And again, congratulations. Karadak got married yesterday. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Let's see. Yay. So I just want to make sure that we're going to go in order and we haven't missed anyone. And I believe, here we go. Who was it? Pamela. Pam, any messages for me? We're going to have to do this really fast because Patrick has to go.
This is so, it's like there's so many cards in this deck, but the same ones keep popping up. I got grouse, but in reverse. So dance, movement. Don't get bogged down by the music around you, by the noise around you. Listen to your own heartbeat. Let that be the driving force in your life, and get up and move. It's like this. It feels like bogged down. It's like with grouse, it's about dancing, celebration. At least once or twice a day, just crank the music, dance in your living room. One of my teachers said that dance is one of the best forms of soul retrieval. And so dance, move, get your energy flowing, and know that you deserve to express yourself, to like show those true colors, to dance your own unique dance, that it's important to the universe that you dance. Like one person said, if we all sang the same notes, there would be no harmony. The harmony of the universe depends on you singing your own notes, your own song. So the universe is lacking if you aren't contributing your own vibrations, your own song to the whole mix.
Awesome. Thank you. And Pam, I just want to tell you real quick, because I know Patrick has to get going. First of all, tomorrow at noon Pacific time and 2 o'clock Central time, what would that be? I don't know. Anyway, probably 10 o'clock Eastern time. But Patrick and I are doing a Facebook Live on my Christina Bloom Spiritual Advisor page. And we are going to try to get it also on his page. And neither one of us are all that tech savvy, so wish us luck. But we will be doing that tomorrow. So we'll be kind of continuing this, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So, Pam, I pulled something I'm actually familiar with. Hon Shazé Shonen. It is the Reiki distance symbol. So the message for me, for you in that, as far as for yourself goes, you can send Reiki to yourself in the future. If you have something coming up, a medical procedure, or I don't know, a date, I don't know, whatever it is, a job interview, you can send Reiki to that ahead of time to smooth out anything that might pop up and get in your way. So that is what I got for you. And everyone, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
And
everybody.
Robin is sad because she has to miss it. No, Keith, it is noon Pacific tomorrow, noon Pacific.
Washington time.
Washington time. Yes. 10 o'clock New York time. So I know all these time things. Macy says that she's looking in more. Can I read this out loud, Macy? I hope so, because I'm going to. I'm looking more into doing my own business and contracting with tribes to facilitate grief recovery workshops and move out of victim advocacy work. Wow.
Beautiful.
That is
Thank
amazing.
you.
That is
Thank you for
amazing.
that.
Thank you all so much for being here. I know we ran late, and I know that Patrick is going to be late getting to his next gig on his own show. Thank you so much for being here, Patrick. I have been so excited to have you on, and I look forward to being able to do our live tomorrow. Super excited about that. So if you guys can catch us during the day tomorrow, again, 2 o'clock my time and noon Patrick's time.
Noon Pacific.
I'll leave you to figure it out. Yeah. 2 o'clock Central. All right, everybody, have a great night, and thank you all so much for being here.
Everybody.
Love. Mwah.
Mwah.